All right. So hello everyone, and of course welcome to the AMA with ZEXX Coin. Now before we get the party started and of course hand over the microphone to Carter here, who is going to be doing the presentation today, let's just dive right into the short introduction for mine so you guys can kind of get the hang of the basics. So if you didn't have a chance to check them out yet, ZEXX Coin offers a forward-thinking crypto ecosystem that is built for community ownership, real utility, and inclusive rewards. So with that, you're obviously wondering what you can expect as part of their utility. So let me just do a short rundown on this as well on, well, basically the things that you can look forward to go, right? So firstly, you have what I'd like to say quite a hefty referral bonus when you're referring participants to contribute to the pre-sale, of course, using your wallet as a referral code. Now with this, if the necessary requirements are fulfilled, you can be eligible for a 50% bonus of tokens with your purchase. So more on that later, just something for you to be excited about, because once again, as I did mention, it's quite a hefty bonus, right? So just a great incentive if you ask me. Now to move on, you can earn some passive income if you choose to stake your tokens. And in this case, you can also opt into staking before the token actually goes live. So something that I'm personally very, very excited about as well. And then just two more things that I wanted to mention as part of the introduction. Here goes. So you then have the governance aspect with, of course, voting and making your own proposals. So you can kind of, let's say, shape the future of ZEXX Coin. And then lastly, you also have the limited time promotional rewards, which are going to be claimable through on-chain promo codes. Again, just a little bit of the basics, utilities, things to look forward to, right? So before moving on, before handing over the microphone to Kara, just a kind reminder for their pre-sale. So you obviously have it on the AMA announcement, which we did forward in our main chat once again. You have the link there. If you want to contribute, you can, of course, find it there. And it's already live, just so you guys know, and it is ending on the 1st of September at midnight UTC, just so you have the relevant information on that as well. And, of course, some encouragement for you to also join your Telegram if you're going to have any additional questions, just so you can be all prepared, all sorted before you once again decide to contribute to the pre-sale. So yeah, enough of me rambling on and on, Carter. It is a pleasure to have you here. Now, for starters, if you don't mind, just providing a little bit of background information about yourself, and then feel free to just tie it together to the idea behind ZEXX Coin, so how everything got started, what you wanted to accomplish, all the utilities, basically everything that you want the listeners to know, and then we're going to continue with some topics of discussion as well. So for now, the floor is all yours, and welcome.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it very much. So I'm one of the developers here on the ZEXX Coin project. It's actually ZEXX AI. Our main company is actually ZEXXAI.com, and this is just the coin for the project. We're made up of 5 different developers, marketing team as well. And we've been programming this software actually for about the last 5 years, getting it in perfect shape to launch the project. What we offer is a algorithmic trading system that trades crypto across multiple platforms. What that does is it connects to the API keys of our sponsor platforms, which is Coinbase and Binance. And we're trying to expand into a few more platforms as we grow. And what we do is you just plug in how you want your trades to be executed, whether it's on USDT, USDC, and then from there, the system will go ahead and trade for you using AI systems. And our AI systems are not just basic AI, it actually follows social media trends, as well as follows volumes and other things like news, press. Our algorithm actually also trades based on tweets from high-level people, based on market trends. So it does everything and not just one thing. That's kind of like the software backing of the project. And then as well as we have now released our token to create our own ecosystem for our trading system. So that's kind of like the back end of the project and what it consists of. Our project is meant to help entrepreneurs create their own algorithmic trading systems. So you can sign up for our software, and then you can sell our software to individual users. So we do B2B, so we'll sell to you as a business, and then you can open up your own social media platform, or if you have a lot of followers on Telegram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, and you want to encourage them to come use your trading software, you can actually use our AI software to sell to your users. And you can actually get paid in the coin, or you can get paid in however you prefer. So that's kind of the project behind the token.
Awesome. Perfect. Just a little bit of an add-on here before we move on to some other utilities here as well. Now, first and foremost, I especially like the fact that you guys aren't rushing with this, right? So as you did have a chance to mention, if I do remember correctly, you said that this has been in the works for 5 years. Just do feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But
Yes. Since early 2020, we have been working on this AI project. Yes.
awesome. So yeah, it just goes to show what I did want to comment on this is because, you're not like other projects where, I don't know, let's say if we're talking about similar utilities or any utility for that matter, I'm just going to compare it like this. At the end of the day, there's quite a lot of projects on the market that, they just don't care about the product. They don't want to offer the best possible experience to either the investors, developers, all, of course, depends on the actual utility here. But in your case, let's say if you would like to sell the software to, of course, other companies, as you did have a chance to mention, obviously speaking, you don't want to just release something that's going to be, I don't know, at the end of the day, either not functioning properly or you're going to have some, I don't know, bugs, just something that at the end of the day, you guys as owners of ZEXX Coin are going to be very, very happy with. And of course, ultimately all the clients would be happy with it as well. So yeah, very happy with this, that you guys are taking your time with this. And sorry, Carter.
Yeah, no, to add to that, we have been working with beta customers for the last couple of years. So we already have statistical data over the last couple of years to show the returns that we've seen throughout the project. So we have almost a 0.5% return per day on our trading AI that we use. And our customers are very, very happy with that.
Perfect. No, yeah, just something that goes to show that at the end of the day, it truly matters to take your time and, of course, release something that is, again, beneficial to absolutely everyone that would be using this. So yeah, very, very happy with it, Carter. Thank you very much for all the useful information here. Now, what I think makes the most sense for us to continue with, because you have been very, very detailed with the software here, which I, again, greatly appreciate. So thank you for that. We're also going to be diving into other utilities. So I think it makes sense for us to just dissect it utility by utility, right? So first and foremost, we're going to go into the referral bonuses just so all of the participants can get the information on that as well. I think it makes the most sense for us to continue then with staking. We're going to do a little bit of information regarding the DAO. This is something that, the listeners are interested in about as well. And then lastly, we're also going to be talking about the on-chain promo codes as well, right? Just so I can kind of provide let's say the clear overview, the schedule for today, just so everyone is well prepared. So yeah. An add-on to, of course, utilities. First and foremost, we did mention we're going to be talking about regarding specifically the referral bonuses here. So one thing that I also, not only did I mention in the introduction, but something that I vividly remember with the website as well as your white paper, you have everything stated clearly there, which once again, I greatly appreciate as well, because it does serve very handy as I'm doing my preparations. But yeah, the referral bonus, it is, again, quite high, something that I know I did mention in the intro as well. And it just brings me to the question of let's say requirements, right? Because obviously speaking, if, I don't know, let's say you are interested as an individual, you would like to invest in any of these 6 stages that you have planned for the pre-sale here, just like you have available on your website as well. It just brings me to the question if this is something that you personally would like to, of course, make use of for the 50% bonus for, I think that this is for the one that you refer. And then, of course, you're also getting a percentage of bonus tokens as well. Just wanted to ask you if this is applicable to any stage. So, for instance, if you decide to contribute to the first stage of the pre-sale, if you're also going to be eligible for bonuses if you refer people, and I don't know, let's say the 4th stage of the pre-sale, or if this is something that is specifically reserved for each stage separately, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does.
Yes. So to answer your question, the referral bonus is in any stage. There's just a maximum pot allowed so that we're not minting new tokens. So there's 30 million referral tokens that are available. So once the pot is gone and all those tokens are gone, the referral bonus is over. So in any stage, it doesn't matter the stage as long as you refer somebody. Now, If you read through it, and I think you mentioned earlier, you must be an owner of the token to refer somebody. So you use your wallet, your certified ownership wallet. So if you own any ZEXX coin in a wallet, you would use that wallet to refer other people to buy the coin. So you can't refer anybody unless you're an owner of the token. And you can read more about that on our website under the referrals. But yes, to answer your question, the referral bonus lives on throughout pre-sale until all the tokens are gone.
Perfect. I hear you loud and clear. And in this case, I think it also does make sense for the tokens to just not be, I don't know, let's say the supply being never ending, but you also have let's say a sense of urgency tied to it, which I think is definitely something to, furthermore incentivize participants to actually participate in the stages before the bonus actually gets exhausted, which again makes perfect sense. So thank you very much for the additional information on that. And lastly, as far as the bonuses go, because I think that we covered pretty much everything for the listeners to know as far as this goes, if they would like to take advantage of the referrals. Just wanted to know, we have established the percentage of the supply that's going to be available for this, or how many tokens in specific, of course, the sense of urgency. So if you'd like to make use of it, do make sure to do so, as fast as possible. And then just an additional thing that I was wondering, just so everyone has all the relevant information, if you would like to do this, if there's let's say, minimum threshold of tokens that you actually need to hold as an owner to even start referring.
No, as long as you own one, that's all you need to own.
Awesome, perfect.
Yeah,
That
and
is as
also
simple as
too,
possible.
we're also doing a referral giveaway too. So the largest referral, whoever refers the most purchases, will win 100,000 USDC for the person who refers the most money. So, and then it goes on from there. So there's a whole contest that's actually on our Telegram channel. You can go look at it. It's pinned, so you can see our referral giveaway as well.
Perfect. You've heard it firsthand. People do make sure to participate. And obviously we did mention we're going to be covering some more topics as well here. So as part of the utility sector goes. So moving on to staking, and then we're going to do others as well. So with staking, I think it makes sense for us to also talk about the fact that you can stake your tokens before the token actually goes live, which is something that, again, I know I did mention in the introduction already, something that I'm very excited about myself as well. But if I'm not mistaken, one requirement for that would be that you're going to have to, so you get the tokens after each, I think it's each stage is going to be over, and then you can choose to stake the tokens, but you're going to have to stake them for a minimum of 6 months. So I'm just kind of curious to know, with the tokens, let's say if, I don't know, participants decide to contribute to the first stage of the pre-sale here, how does this work? So can you decide to stake the tokens after you contribute, or do you have to do it before you contribute? Okay.
So you can stake the tokens now when you go to purchase, or when we release the tokens. So you did mention something. All the tokens will be locked until pre-sale is completed. There's no tokens being released until the pre-sale is completed. And then once the pre-sale is over, if you did not stake your tokens, you can stake them once pre-sale is over. So we will be releasing the tokens within 14 days of the completion of pre-sale, and then we will then be releasing on a exchange within probably 30 days after the completion of pre-sale. And then in between that time period, you can go ahead and stake your tokens. And the minimum requirement is 6 months if you're going to stake your tokens.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much for the additional information. And just an add-on to this, if we start talking about the rewards as well. So on the website, it is stated to be 20% APY, if I'm not mistaken. So a fairly simple one here. Just wondering if this is fixed, or is it, let's say, variable depending on, I don't know, volume of transactions or any other parameters, really?
No, it's fixed. So it's a fixed amount, and we already have a staking pool assigned. So the amount is completely fixed. So if you stake your tokens, you're getting a 20% APY.
Wonderful. I think that at the end of the day, it's quite high, so definitely an additional factor for you to really incentivize holders to, well, become holders and continue to hold. So thank you very much, Carter. And just an add-on, and this is something that I have been wondering in most cases, once we start talking about staking of tokens in the instance. So let's say that I decide to stake my token once it goes live, right? So just a little bit of an example here. So my reoccurring theme. So this is something that, obviously I started thinking with my past experiences. Usually, if I decide to partake in staking of, basically any tokens, I tend to forget about it, and the issue here being is that usually in staking pools, let's say that it rewards the passive income that you're earning along the way. I tend to forget about that for, a month, maybe even 2 months, even half a year, all depends on the token, all depends on the chart. But at the end of the day, I wish that my, passive income would compound directly in the staking pool, so let's say that I'm staking more to, of course, earn more. And just brings me to the question with your staking pool, considering that you mentioned it's already set up anyway, just brings me to the question if you also have let's just call it a feature where the amount of tokens that you're earning could just then get restaked as opposed to being manual, so just being done automatic and you forget about it.
Yes, there will be the option to automatically reinvest or restake your staked tokens. Yes.
Perfect. Exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you very much. And with that, I think we can just continue to the DAO as well, because we covered basically everything that I think makes sense for the staking aspect. So with the governance, I guess we can just start it off, with some basics, as simple as possible. Once this is going to be up and running, so obviously speaking, you probably are going to have some requirements set as far as either, in your case, it can either be amount of tokens that you're holding or maybe amount of tokens that you're staking. So, not going to be asking you regarding specific requirements as far as the minimum threshold of tokens go, because this is something that you can kind of, either tweak or figure down the roads depending on the volume and, of course, how it's going to be costing per the amount that you're kind of thinking about. So, that does make sense for us to talk about today. But what I did want to talk about is the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, on the website, there's also something regarding you as a token holder, if you decide to purchase ZEXX tokens, that you can also make your own proposals, so that is definitely a great way to just incorporate it all together, to not just have the ability to vote on them, but also make your own proposals. So just brings me to the question, a fairly simple one here as well. If, let's say that I'm a token holder, I meet the minimum requirements to be a member of the DAO, what is then needed for me to actually get the rights to make my proposals, as opposed to, again, just voting rights?
You just have to basically let us know who you are, and then we can verify that, and then you can submit your proposals as well as your votes.
Perfect. Once again, just as simple as possible, which is definitely something that, in DeFi, things tend to be overly complicated, So naturally speaking, I want to get the most information as possible. That's why some questions are, a little bit more specific. Some of them are, basics, all depends on the topic of discussion. But yeah, just seems like you guys have everything planned to perfection with, everything being as simple as possible, which I greatly appreciate. So thank you very much for that. And just also wanted to know, so we did cover the proposals, and then of course you basically can vote on proposals there as well. Basically everything as far as specifically proposals go, but just for the sake of clarity here, if you are a member of the DAO, if you have any other, let's say, any other benefits that maybe just average token holders don't have.
We are also discussing the possibility of a higher staking reward, the larger you are. So it's in discussion. We haven't decided on that. We want to bring in more more holders so that we can actually hold a vote on that. But we want to make it so that if you are a larger holder of our token, that you can vote. You can get a higher staking pool than somebody who would have a lower balance of tokens.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I appreciate the incentive here, and it's definitely something that, if you do decide to add it, there can be basically, the sky is the limit in this case as far as, the benefits go. So yeah, just like the fact that you guys are also talking about it and planning it for the future. So
And one thing you mentioned earlier too, with ownership on our side. So no team members actually own the token. They're not allowed to own the token until the token releases on an exchange. and they're not even allowed to have their full amount. So each team member is only receiving a small portion, and have to, it's vested over 4 years. So the largest portion of released tokens to the team members is actually after year 4. So it helps avoid anybody on our side receiving a whole bunch of tokens and dumping them on day one. It wouldn't be possible for us. So it's in our best incentive to keep the token alive and keep it strong, because our team after 4 years is going to want their value from their token. So we're really trying to avoid the pump and dumps and all that kind of stuff from our end. So the team members aren't just here to scam anybody out. We're here for the longevity, and that's why no team members are allocated any tokens in the beginning.
Perfect. Appreciate the additional transparency here because, it is key after all. So thank you, Carter. And just to move on to the last aspect that I wanted to talk about here before, ultimately, I'm going to hand over the microphone to you for the last time. If there's anything else that you would like to cover, anything else that you'd like the listeners to know, and then we're going to, of course, continue with the second portion, which is going to be community questions. So lastly, we were talking about just a little bit earlier, we were talking about the promo codes, the on-chain promo codes, to be as specific as possible here. So naturally brings me to a lot of questions here, so how this is going to work and whatnot. So firstly, I assume, again, just speculating on my end here, I assume that this is going to be done throughout, let's say, your partners, like a partnership with, I don't know, let's say merchants, anyone that would be offering either services, maybe products, anything of that nature, really. So it brings me to the question with those, let's say, bonuses, with the promo codes, I guess it makes sense for me to first ask you, how can one become a partner? So how to form a partnership with you guys, so ZEXX. In addition to that, with you, let's say, as either a merchant or maybe service provider, if you would like to, of course, offer this throughout you guys, once we start talking about those promo codes for, I don't know, I assume discounts in this case, how does this work? So is this something that is strictly decided upon throughout, I don't know, the eyes of the merchant or service provider, or if this is something that you ultimately decide together before the, codes even go live?
Yeah, so we actually have a few promo codes that we use on our social media as well as other places. We actually we work with multiple different marketing companies and multiple different promotion companies. Our number one requirement, and if you look in our Telegram channel, you'll see it pinned several times. We absolutely do not work with anybody who's not a holder of the token. So, as anybody knows, right? Like if you're listening to somebody market the token and they don't even own the token, how are you supposed to believe in the token if they don't even believe in it to make their own purchase of the token? So that's requirement number one that we have. We're not willing to work with anybody who's not an owner of the token. Um, and then second, if you are an owner of the token and you're open to, let's say you have a channel and you want to promote the token inside of your channel, you're more than welcome to, and we will provide you with a promo code. And based on the size of your audience, you can, one, use your wallet to refer them for your own 50% bonus, but we will also provide you with a promo code, and we will provide a percentage of the sales that your promo code creates based on the size of your audience. So it really helps out both sides, right? You're an owner of the token, you can promote the token, and then we'll provide you with a promo code so that you can generate some income from your own audience, one in the token itself, as well as in an actual cash bonus based on how many people buy using your promo code.
Perfect. Once again, as transparent as possible. I do appreciate the additional information on this as well. And just lastly, so we pretty much covered everything that, once again, I personally wanted to know. But just for the sake of, I don't know, let's say things to look forward to, I think it makes sense for us to also do a little bit of a rundown regarding the roadmap, or maybe to be specific, we're not talking about 2 years later, 3 years later. Let's just do what's in store for 2025. All the way up to the rest of the year here, just so the listeners can actually know what to look forward to, in addition to, of course, what we managed to discuss here today. So yeah, just handing over the microphone to you for that. And then if there's anything else regarding utilities or anything else that you feel is of importance for the listeners to know, you can do so before we move on to the community questions as well.
Yeah, so for the roadmap, we have already signed up or signed paperwork with 5 different exchanges. that are ready to release our token at the end of pre-sale. So we will have that announcement coming out probably once we enter into phase two. Just trying to let the early investors get in now before the announcement comes out with the exchanges. So that's a big deal for us on our roadmap. So we're going to accomplish that step within that. And then we're going to announce our new partnerships with a few other exchanges for our API. So, or for their APIs to partner with them to do the AI algorithmic trading for those exchanges. Currently, right now, like I mentioned earlier, we work with Coinbase and Binance, but we'll be releasing a few more exchanges throughout the year for our system. So all the young entrepreneurs out there that are trying to create an AI-based trading system for their clients or customers, they can assure themselves that there's more exchanges coming soon. And like I mentioned, we've already locked down and got all the paperwork done to be on 5 different exchanges. So ZEXX Coin will be releasing on exchanges once the pre-sale is completed.
Perfect. Carter, thank you very much once again. Thank you very much for not only answering all of my questions, but for the awesome debate as well. And without further ado, let's just keep it moving to the community questions as well. So you guys know how this goes. The first participant is going to be on the hot seat. So Tommy, you're going to take the first spot today. You know how this goes. Better make your questions count. Better make them great ones. Hopefully you're having an awesome day so far. And the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Raymond. Great day so far, guys. So I saw you're releasing the AI to select the beta testers this quarter, and I'm just curious, what's your main thing you are hoping to?
I'm sorry, I lost him. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, same. Tommy, try to rejoin or maybe.
Sorry.
Okay.
Is it
Okay,
better
no
now?
problem. All good, Tommy.
I was talking with myself. Yeah. So I saw you're releasing the AI for the beta testers this quarter, and I just want to know what's the main thing you're hoping to learn from this tutorial period. I mean, is it more about the testing the performance of your trading logic there? And secondly, is it open to anyone from the pre-sale, or are you working with the internal team to test it?
It's actually open to anybody within pre-sale. So any of our owners are welcome to it. Like I mentioned, with marketing and partnerships and everything else, we're only willing to work with owners of the token because they are true believers. And yes, so our beta testing is continuing with different customers. And a lot of it has to do with updates that we have been adding, right? So in the beginning, we just started from a mathematical AI algorithm, and now it's transformed into something that's much larger that follows, online trends. Like I said earlier, social media. I mean, it goes down to when people in political power make tweets or post things, or based on an Elon Musk post or anything like that. It actually reads through all that and identifies trends. It also scans hashtags on the internet, all that kind of stuff. So as we continue to grow in the beta testing, we are bringing in new customers to beta test with. And the focus is actually, the more we can bring in, the higher volumes of trades that our AI is trading. So we can then test, oh wow, we were trading, we've been trading about $20 million on average a month, but if we can get up to $100 million in trading or $120 million in trading, we can see how fast the system can actually execute those trades. Or can our server sustain it? All those things are very, very important to us. So to answer your question, we are just continuing to roll out new customers, higher volumes, bigger trades, and now we are doing testing with new exchanges right now. So hoping that we can execute higher volume trades through more exchanges as we grow.
Yeah, awesome. I'm looking forward to the launch, and yeah, best of luck, guys. Thank you so much, Reynolds.
Thank you for the question, Tommy. And we're going to keep it moving to Miyagi. Miyagi, hopefully you're having an awesome day so far as well. And the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Muted.
Miyagi, whenever you're ready, just unmute your mic. Then we're going to keep it moving and we're going to return back to you. So just a second. All right, Sadiq, you're going to take his place. Hope you're having an awesome day so far as well. And the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Hi, Soren. Good morning. It's been a while, so.
It has been a while. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, fine. Hi.
I think you're counting off as well. I'm 100% sure. Hello, Sadiq. I don't know if it's either Telegram buggy, but I don't think so. Okay, we're gonna keep it moving, no issue at all. We're gonna return back to Sadiq. Let's do Ben Carson. Ben, hope you're having an awesome day so far as well. And third time's the charm. Welcome.
Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, welcome.
Yes.
Okay, so can I go on with the question?
Of course, go for it.
So, are you guys planning on implementing a referral system whereby I don't have enough funds to get into the project? And let's say I refer someone into the project. Are you guys gonna give me a percentage of the token?
I'm sorry, I couldn't really hear the full question. So can you ask that one more time?
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat the question. So, I said, are you planning on implementing a referral system whereby I don't have enough funds to get into the project? And let's say I refer someone into the project. Are you guys gonna give me a percentage of the token?
So no. So the referral program is only for certified owners of the token. And as I mentioned earlier, the minimum purchase is one token. So that's right now currently one penny, which is, a small fraction of a USDT or USDC. We are not willing to do any referrals to anybody or provide any referral codes to anybody who's not a holder of the token. But we did make it so that the minimum referral balance is one, or minimum balance of ownership is one token, which is, like I said, one penny right now. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to allow that to be able to refer people without that.
All right, thanks for that great answer. And also, what strategies does your project have in place to attract merchants and users in both crypto-friendly and traditional markets?
Yeah, we have a lot of strategies in place. We're looking at working with several different companies to help us with that, specifically large marketing firms, to push our product and get more people involved in using ZEXX AI. I know that we'll be the leader in this platform and market just based on the software that we are developing.
Okay, thanks for that great answer. And lastly, what level of technical knowledge is needed to use ZEXX efficiently? And the platform is also designed for beginners, including tutorials or a support team that will help new users familiarize themselves with its functions.
Yeah, so it actually will be extremely user friendly, and you will need no experience other than knowledge on guiding your customers on how to generate, how to connect to your software. So the software will be working. We will help you get a platform set up within our system if you're going to be the B2B customer who's going to get your own people to come into the system. We will actually provide you with an admin panel, and as it grows, you'll actually be able to create your own website through our system and app, and then you can launch your own app. And then all your users have to do is go onto the app, sign up, connect, and it'll guide all the customers through. They'll have to have no experience at all. There's going to be no technical experience needed.
All right, great, man. So, Raylands, can I go on with one quick one?
Yeah, go for it. No problem.
Okay, so what is the most challenging aspect of your project, and how do you guys plan to overcome it?
The most challenging challenging part of our project is actually educating the customer on how the system actually works and why the returns are so great. That's probably our biggest challenge is people are like, well, how does it work? Why does it do this? And also a lot of our customers, are based in the US, and they're all wealth managers. And in the US, as much as our current president is pushing crypto, a lot of people are very afraid of crypto. So that's probably our biggest challenge is getting people to adopt to the crypto market as a whole.
All right, Carter Forbes. Thanks for that great answer. And also, Roland, thanks for the great opportunity. Hope you have an awesome day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. Hope you have an awesome one as well. And let's keep it moving to Mazzy Mike. Mike, hope you're having an awesome day so far as well. And the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Hey, Rainlands, how you doing? Good evening, everyone.
Hey, sorry for cutting you off. Fantastic. How about you, man?
I'm good. So let me get to it. First off, I just wanted to ask, there's an audit on the pre-sale pool on GemPad that says the token is mintable. I don't know if you've addressed that, but I wanted to find out why that is. It shows that there's an option for you to mint more tokens even after you have launched. So if you want to address that quickly before I get into my main question.
Yeah, so the token is only mintable when the staking pool is eliminated. So if everybody starts staking their tokens and the staking pool runs out, we will be minting new tokens only for the staking rewards. There's also a burning mechanism that'll be in place, so we'll also be burning tokens to balance that minting, the possibility of minting based on staking. So we will actually be minting all 50% of our transaction fees to reduce the supply down well before we ever have to mint for a more staking pool. And that minting process will be done based on a vote to see how much we need to mint to support the staking pool based on how much was used in the last staking pool.
Okay, so let me just quickly get some. So for transparency reasons, the minting is going to be based on a vote, but it's not automatic. It doesn't happen until you say it happens. And then what about the bond mechanism? Does the bond mechanism you talked about, or is it also automatic? Do you bond tokens automatically, or you wait for a particular maybe time and then you bond?
The burn is
bonds. I just
automatic.
wanted to
The
find
burn
out.
is automatic. 50% of all transaction fees will be burned automatically.
Okay, that's good. So my main question now is about, you did mention the staking. There are some other things you are doing, the rewards for referral and all of that, which has made you unlock around 98% of the tokens before the pre-sale finishes. So at the end of the pre-sale, you'll be taking home 98% of the tokens. And I'm just wondering how exactly you've structured the tokenomics in terms of token distribution. So you've mentioned staking and you mentioned rewards. So it's obvious that at some point you have envisaged that you would run out of supplies for tokens and you will need to mint more tokens for that. So I don't know if what the exact percentage is that you've allocated to stuffs like that, staking, referral rewards, and some other things, and why it has to amount to 98% being unlocked and just 2% for pre-sale. If you want to address that.
So 98% is not unlocked. There's 55% available for pre-sale. And then on top of that, there's 250 million total tokens. 135 million are allocated for pre-sale. And then 30 million are for referral and promo bonuses. And 20 million are for staking. So that's about, I want to say 70% of all tokens, and that's only if the referral pool is used up. So at the end of the pre-sale, if there's referral tokens left over or promo tokens left over, they will be burnt. They will not be used. So it's only if we sell out of referrals that the referral tokens will be out there. So the total tokens for pre-sale, like I said, is 135 million tokens for pre-sale, and then there's 30 million for referral and promos, and 20 million for staking. So I don't know where the 98% is coming from that you mentioned there.
So I actually quoted what was on the GemPad pre-sale pool. Maybe you didn't quite specify what the tokenomics distribution was, and that's why it's showing 98% and 2%. So maybe if you want to check that after the AMA, that would also be good.
Yeah, I
But
think
before I
that's
go, I just needed to.
yeah, I
Okay,
think
go
that's
ahead.
based on the tokens that were given to GemPad for the pre-sale, not our overall
Oh,
tokenomics for
okay.
the
Because
actual
I was
coin.
actually looking for a tokenomics page. I went through the website. I went through some of the other relevant documents you have. I couldn't find a reasonable token distribution chart, so that's why I had to consult that one. But before I go, I had to ask, so have you built out the utility yet? Is it fully ready and set to go live? The reason why I'm asking this is because you are set to raise around 60,000 USDC. It's a lot of money, and I'm thinking, do you actually need that much, or you are just raising that as a way to maybe focus on marketing, or not really building anything? It's a lot of money, and keeping the pre-sale rates high, that's how much you want to raise. The barrier for many X's when you eventually launch is always there. So is this something you've really considered, and you see that 60K is just what you need? I know it might not really be the soft cap. You are okay with getting a little under that, but if you do get 60,000 in your raise, is that an amount of money that you are really hoping will be able to finish through with development, marketing, and all of it, or is that not too much in your own opinion?
So actually, we're a fully U.S. based company, so we're based in the United States, and labor costs are extremely high. So our developers alone, their annual salaries are over $200,000 a year. It's 200,000 US dollars. So when it comes to raising the $60,000, that's just a small dent in and making sure that we can actually hire more developers to continue to grow out the product. So to your point, 60,000 might seem like a lot, but for us, it's actually, we wanted to do a much higher amount, but we felt that we wanted to just do a simple, easy raise in the beginning, and then we can continue to grow the product through additional pre-sale avenues. So hopefully that answers your question.
Well, yes, it does. I mean, 200K for the developers every year is really a lot of money. I hope you're able to sustain that. But why I had to ask is because, crypto, everybody wants to make quick X's. 60K for some people, they start to look at how many X's will I be able to make on launch and all of that. But then I do understand the fact that it's quite expensive to develop in the US. But I wish you guys the very best. Hopefully this turns out really well for you. Thank you so
Yes.
much for your answers. Thank you so much, Raylan, for the opportunity as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. And we're gonna keep it moving to, let's try Sadiq again. Hopefully you managed to fix your connection. So again, floor is all yours and welcome.
Yes, thank you very much, Roland. So another chance for to get my questions in there. Yeah, I hope I'm audible and clear enough this time.
Oh, yes, you are. No issue at all.
Awesome. So I'm just going to rush up before TG decides to bug me off again. So my questions are actually two questions, and So from Mazzy Mike's question, in terms of the ZEXX AI being active, I just actually wanted to touch on that before I delve on the question. So Carter, I mean, is the AI fully functional at the moment?
Yes.
Awesome. So I just wanted to know, so you guys have built this thing, and I believe it's currently not out there in the world for people to begin to test. So I just, wanted to know, I mean, you guys would have seen how does the AI, react when it comes to volatility and, unstable market situations? Because so many times, I mean, you find people, sometimes losing funds or getting a wrong algorithm, when in terms of, trading with these AIs and the likes of it.
Yeah, so it's not just trading. We actually do futures as well. So any of the exchanges that provide futures. So we can actually identify a moment where it's time to short a particular token to balance out. Let's say you bought a token yesterday for $1 and now it's worth 95 cents because something happened in the market, we'll actually identify the trend that the market is coming down, and we can actually then buy some futures contracts as well, and short the market. So we can gain some of that leverage back by shorting it. So it's not just buying and selling tokens, it's also making money on the fact that you can short the market as well.
Well, yeah, I think I actually do catch that. Yeah, I mean, it's no doubt. I mean, your AI must be pretty compliant when it comes to doing this stuff. But what I'm trying to say, yeah, when it comes to during crazy times, I mean, I think there was once a time, if I could clearly remember, about 2 years ago or something, when the market was crazy volatile, and I mean, 1 second you see the market going up, and then another second it's a bloody, it's a bloodbath, a downtrend. I mean, I just want to know how, I mean, your honest answer here, how your AI does respond to things like this, because I mean, if it's putting it this way, does that mean, I mean, let's say with your AI, I mean, I get into futures, and then I'm going to buy, and then all of a sudden something changes. Does it instantly, on the prompt, they say, okay, no, short now and stuff like that, I mean, because while I'm asking this, it may seem pretty basic and too, simple to just ask here, but I've had pretty much a bad experiences with AIs like this when it comes to, trading, even in the futures. I mean, I believe it's not just me, right? So I'm really not really concerned about whether, in the regular market, but when it comes to a highly volatile, situation, how does it necessarily react? Unless, I mean, when this happens, you guys actually try to, create like a safe, should I say, like a backup, in handling such kind of situations. I mean, when the time comes, probably manually, or it's just automatically in there that, okay, this is how it acts or respond or reacts when, during the volatile states.
Yeah. So there's an option to set a stop loss. That's one thing. So you can always set a stop loss. So for your overall portfolio. There's also a button that allows you to sell everything at market. So if you there's a panic button. If you want to push it, you can sell everything at market rate. But at the end of the day, all investments come with risk, right? Like you work with an investment manager or a wealth manager around anywhere, whatever they invest in, you might lose your money, right? Our system doesn't have like a safe. It has a panic button. It tries to do everything it can to make you money. That's what it does, right? But if a huge crypto exchange goes under, like FTX, when the entire market basically dumped 70%, that's just everybody, right? There's no way to create a safe code in your AI that stops that from happening. That's just the risk of investing, right? But there is the ability to set a stop loss. So you can set a 5%, 10%, 15% stop loss if you really want to. And it also has the ability for you to reinvest. So if the market's doing really, really good, you can actually reinvest the money it earns. So I wish I had a better answer for you when it comes to when the market, takes a huge bloodbath, but that happens to everybody. I mean, there's the 2008 market crisis where a lot of people lost a lot of money and crypto wasn't even around then. So that's just the risk we take by investing.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, so I mean, I see we don't have much time. So to my second and last question, I'm just going to read something from your website. Then I mean, delve into it if that's okay, Sir Rollins. And so I'm gonna rush it. So this website says "Made in America," built for the world. Now, what I'm trying to, the point I'm going to get, so born under the new America crypto agenda, right? The ZEXX are actually US compliant. So and also transparent AI trading experience backed by regulatory confidence. Yeah. So, I mean, if we're talking about this, I just kind of, I kept thinking, so this AI, it's definitely going to be there in the softwares. I mean, maybe mobile phones or systems, PCs and the rest of it. But regardless, I mean, backed under the US regulatory system. So, I mean, what is it going to be like for other people out there in the world who are not under the, US regulation? I mean, we're talking probably, geo-blocking, I mean, data collection, slow future rollouts. I mean, we're talking about a centralized censorship here and also bias focus when it comes to, rolling out these futures and so many other things like that. So what is it going to be like for people outside of the US?
You still there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were finished. So yeah. So the thing is that it's a very difficult question to answer. So, with the token, we're all based in the U.S. Everybody who's developing the token is based in the U.S. So, for us, from a legality standpoint, we have to be compliant with the U.S. regulations. That's just a requirement of being a U.S. citizen and being in the United States. From a data stuff, it's all for us, and our perspective is where the coin's held. I mean, you look at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is becoming US compliant, but it's still still one of those things where if you own it in your hard wallet, nobody knows that you own it. The same thing's going to exist with our token and other tokens. It's just more from a US compliance standpoint that we're not not allowing any money laundering. We're not allowing any of those kind of things. The same things that USDT has had to follow up on with their rules, and all that. So,
Well, yeah, Kata,
yeah,
sorry for cutting you off, Kata. I mean,
yeah,
I really apologize. I mean, if you're talking about Bitcoin and other tokens, I mean, you guys have a pretty much different thing here. You're building an app, you're building AI. I mean, with
yes,
Bitcoin, you just the token, right? And the crypto space definitely is designed to be decentralized, isn't it? So when it comes to your token part, I mean, you're building something really different. Unless you're saying, okay, you're building it for a specific region, for the world in a specific region, maybe the US or the part are not really or maybe are exempted. I mean, unless, okay, let's say you maybe probably be rolling out these AIs, but the premium futures are going to be reserved for people under the US regulatory system or something like that. Because I mean, I had to ask, there might be people who might be pretty much interested in your project, in the AI, the operational, other things like that. I mean, so like based on the statement you made, I mean, the people who are using it and the team and every other person is based in the US, and then I mean, so that's why I had to I had to ask here. But regardless, perhaps maybe there should be an expectation from those of us outside of the US not to put too much mind on it, because I mean, I believe you want to get your product out there for the world to see and for everyone else to enjoy and have this beautiful experience about it. Otherwise, so I just had to because I'm also thinking, if the AI is going to be put out there, it's definitely going to impact the crypto aspect, right? Your token, the pool, and the chart and all that. So me as an investor, I actually have to be interested in the utilities of the AIs, because they're going to impact the market. So I mean, what's going to do me, purchasing a decentralized token that is actually which holds a product is actually centralized, being regulated under some sort of rules that, might not be of benefit to me outside of the US and stuff like that. You did get my point, right?
yeah. I completely understand your point. It just, yeah, it's just the limitations that we are inside of. But the product is still decentralized. It's just we have to make sure we follow all the compliance rules that they have on crypto in the United States. That's just something that we have to follow. There's nothing we can do behind that. The actual product, though, is going to be available to everybody around the world. It's not going to be just a US-based product.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, so thank you
Yeah.
very much. And I apologize, Awareness, for taking too much time. I just had to
No.
clarify that. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, Sadiq. Thank you very much for your questions. And we're going to keep it moving through the last community question. So, Tolga, you're going to be on the last hot seat. You know how this goes. Better make your questions count. Better make them great ones. And hopefully you're having an awesome day so far. Floor is all yours. Welcome.
Oh, hey, Rain Lensman. Long time not talking here. Actually, I have two questions. First one maybe short, because I was checking about the X account of the ZEXX Coin, and I saw many TikTok videos, etc. During such days about the pre-sale, etc. Actually, I would like to know about the communication strategy of the project, in terms of maybe not just X account, but this is the first one.
Yeah. So we're building out a Discord channel as well. We have Telegram, we have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and trying to build out as many social platforms as we can to continue to grow the product, and bring in more investors into the product.
Okay, the next one. Actually, about the roadmap, I see that you guys will introduce governance models. I hope you didn't touch because I got a call during call for 5 minutes. But as you guys also have very strong referral mechanism, so is there any, actually I am asking this because, I am not sure if it might be a concern, but, referral means more users, okay, but one day, more people, or let's say more referees coming to the ecosystem, and there might be any conflict of interest, or or any situation that you may not favor, that affects governance model in the future. Is there any concern that you have somehow? Thank you.
Yeah, so from a referral standpoint, with the pool of referrals being so small, from a governance standpoint, I don't see it as much of a concern. That would only be if one person referred every single buddy to the token. Would they be having some sort of higher hierarchy from a governance standpoint? But right now we're seeing a pretty equal share of referrals being sent out and purchased. So there's not just one referral wallet doing everything. There's several referral wallets referring people to it. So from a pool perspective, I don't see it being as much of a concern.
Okay, that's more clear now in my end. Thank you, Rainlands. Good luck for the project, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tolga. And without further ado, this is where we're going to be ending today's session. So just wanted to say, Carter, thank you very much for being our guest today. It has been an absolutely fantastic session. And of course, to our community, thank you very much for joining and for all the amazing questions from your end as well. And yeah, just a kind reminder once again, considering I still see some hands raised up, do make sure to join their Telegram, and the team is going to get you sorted ASAP.
We'll answer all questions in the Telegram. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in our Telegram, and we'll be happy to answer them.
There you go. You heard it firsthand, people. And in addition to that, do make sure to also check out their pre-sale. Once again, you can find all the relevant links to the socials as well as the pre-sale link on the AMA announcement. We're going to be forwarding it in our main chat once again, just so you have everything at your disposal here. And yeah, that will be it. So Carter, once again, thank you very much. Wishing you the best of luck for the future. And of course, I hope you have a great rest of the day as well. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And to our community, hope you have an awesome rest of the day as well. We're going to catch you on the next one. Cheers.